My name is Tyler Justin Jaworski, and this was my workout today. So I started this workout off with some skills. I was doing handstand balance. So I started off with crow pose, which is getting really good. I'm starting to feel like I have more control of my hips and core. I feel like I'm able to get my butt up in the air higher, and I feel like that's going to assist me in doing the same thing for my handstands. I ended up doing 2 sets here, and even though I'm progressing, I still end up hitting my face off the ground almost every single time. So after that, I went into some tripod or headstand hip raises. And again, I'm just trying to focus on pressing with my fingers to get balance, but also keeping a hollow body and trying to build strength in my hips to be able to raise my legs up, because ultimately I want to be able to do this without my head on the ground from basically a crow pose position. For some strange reason, when I attempt to do a kick up with both feet instead of kicking up with one foot, my body seems to be in better alignment as far as like my core keeping the hollow body, and also my legs straight and together. A lot of times when I kick up, for some reason my right leg just goes out to the side for no reason and totally throws off my balance. So after I did those 2 exercises, I went in and I just did 3 minutes worth of handstand kick-ups, trying to get and hold a free handstand. And I really didn't catch balance that great at all. This slow down one, you'll see, I held it for a second, but then lost it. That was kind of how the day went. And by this time in the workout, I felt like I just couldn't push through and get the scapular elevation that I needed. And that seems to be like a recurring theme with me, is like when I get to the handstand portion, like I feel like I don't have any strength left. So I'm not really sure if I have to like kind of restructure my workouts to do the hardest thing first, which would be the handstand, and then the regressions later. But that's something that I'm going to have to toy around with. All right, moving on to the sets and reps. I've been trying to work volume, and I've been having a hard time because I have this stupid golfer's elbow in my left arm, which has really been bothering me, but I'm trying to work through it. And as you know, I've mentioned before, I'm still dealing with a sprained shoulder that still has not healed yet. So I'm working through both those things. So what I decided to do was every minute on the minute, 4 strict chin-ups and 5 Bulgarian dips. This was a bad idea. I definitely needed more rest, because by the time I even finished the sets, like the minute was already up. So I had to kind of abandon this like 4 minutes into it. Also, me trying to do 5 Bulgarian dips every minute on the minute was just kind of wishful thinking. So I knocked a rep off that after the 3rd set. I decided to do a set of L-sit pull-ups, and I'm just going to freeze frame this here because I was pulling this bar all the way down below my nipple to like almost chest, like sternum area where my ribs connect. And I'm really excited about that, because for the longest time I had a hard time just doing sets and reps to my chin. So I really want to continue to work on that power and getting my chest up over the bar, because as you know, like I really want to become proficient at the muscle up, and building that power, the power to be able to pull yourself up high will really help you in the transition. And I was feeling really good, so this is actually my last set. So I just threw on the weight vest and did my last 2 sets of 4 with the vest on. After this, like I'm always trying to see like what I can mix in, and so I'd never done typewriter push-up or pull-ups, and I just decided to see if I could even do it. Now obviously my hands are pretty close, but I do think that I could definitely program that in or throw them in for fun. Okay, so that was the vertical portion of this workout. Moving on to the horizontal. For the push, I went with the archer push-up. And on these, I like to do really strict form, super straight arm on the straight arm, and almost like a dead stop. So I did 3 sets here, and then this was supersetted with muscle up row. And so basically what you're doing is you're just trying to mimic the pull and the transition to try to build up your strength, so that when you do it in the vertical position, it's a lot easier. And so after that, instead of doing a final set of archer push-ups because my shoulder was agitating me, I decided to just do one set of max wide grip push-ups, and I ended up hitting this for 15. You're feeling really good, but by this time my upper body was getting super fatigued. So I took a little break and did my leg superset. So on the docket today was Nordic curl hinges, which I feel like my strength on these is getting pretty decent, and these always really blow up my hamstring, but I think I might take a little break on it because for some reason it's really bothering my left knee. And it's weird because I feel like the strength of my hamstrings and everything is good, and I like the movement for what it is, but it's bothering my knee, so I might take a little break from these. And I supersetted this with step downs. So basically the point of this exercise is to build up your strength for one-legged squatting, specifically the pistol squat or the shrimp squat. But anyway, I did this with my weight vest on, and something that's really, really important for these is that you must keep the straight leg straight and touch with your heel so that you do not use that leg for anything. You want to make sure that you're using the pressing leg to do all the work. Okay, next thing I did was my arms portion. So this is a movement that I did for triceps. It's really one of my favorite push-ups for triceps. It's called a staggered stance push-up, and basically what you're doing is you got the back arm doing a normal push-up, and you have the front arm doing kind of a sphinx or tiger bend push-up. And I just find that this really, really hammers the triceps. And so every four reps, I'll switch it up, and I usually do it for 8 to 12 total reps on each side. And I supersetted this with YTs, which you know are a favorite of mine. And then lastly, instead of doing the staggered push-ups for set 3, I decided to do some strict diamond push-ups, keeping protraction at the top. Once again, just want to give a little shout out to my cat Booter, who came down and wanted to do some yoga. Typically, this is my one cat that doesn't come down to the basement and hang out with me, so it's been cool that he's been doing that recently. And the last thing that I did, ended my workout with abs, which I normally do. I did some bird dogs, and then I supersetted that with some side plank raises on each side. That was the workout for today. Overall, pretty good session, probably a little bit long in the tooth because of all the extra sets and reps. To be honest, I've been feeling a little beat up, so I feel like a deload is coming in the future. To end this video, it's just going to be a quick physique update, so I'll let that roll, and I'll see you guys at the next one.